This is News 10 at 5.
Cops are here. They didn't tell me what was going on. I said, cops are here. They said there's machine guns and bombs. There's enough bombs to blow up the whole neighborhood.
A scary discovery at one Rio Linda property. Sheriff's deputies say they found a cache of weapons, explosives, and stacks of $100 bills. And tonight, one man is behind bars for this dangerous arsenal.
News 10's Gabriel Rojas has been tracking the latest on this story, and today he spoke exclusively with the suspect's friend and the owner of that property. Gabriel.
There's a lot we still don't know about Andreas Kurtl. The Placer County Sheriff's Department is handling part of the investigation, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department is handling another part, and federal authorities could take over depending on what they find. So far, one of the best insights into this mystery man has come from a former friend who got caught up in the search for weapons and now says he's glad to be rid of him. Modified assault rifles, bombs, remote detonation devices, along with multiple German passports and $33,000 in cash. Lad Wenzel never expected to find officers seizing this kind of evidence from his Rio Linda property after they arrested his friend, 46-year-old Andreas Kurtl. Wenzel first met Kurtl when the German national responded to an ad on Craigslist to fix Wenzel's car. From there, Wenzel said the two became like brothers.
He's a Hewlett-Packard man who was a regional manager. That's how he came to California. He lived all over the world, South Africa, and he's from Germany. Lived in Amsterdam and the Middle East, and also in Asia.
Wenzel didn't live on the property, but he let Kurtl stay there and became increasingly concerned in recent months about a spike in traffic and possible drug activity.
Mercedes-Benzes and BMWs and Bentleys, expensive cars, Ferraris and things. And I gave him a notice to leave my property.
Kurtl refused to leave. And the next thing Wenzel knew, a traffic stop in Placer County resulted in Kurtl's arrest for possession of illegal weapons and meth.
There was information that they thought we should know about, considering the fact that he was living in our jurisdiction. So we were able to put a team of investigators together, go to the property, and obviously you see what we found there.
Investigators could only speculate about a motive, but the combination of items raised many red flags.
There were some weapons that had modifications to them, and when you pair that with the explosive material that was there, a number of different passports, large amounts of cash, we have reason to believe that the cash was gained through unlawful gun sales.
Detectives seized most of the evidence, but had to destroy the explosive material.
Several things we had to stay there and detonate in place because it would have just been too dangerous to try and move this material to another location.
They detonated them right next to some of my boats.
Wenzel says he's upset his former friend brought this kind of activity to his property, but he's relieved to have Kurtl out of his life.
Brilliant, very bright. Too smart for his good.
Andreas Kurtl remains held at the Placer County Jail where he's on an immigration hold while federal authorities decide what to do with him. Back to you.
Well, this is just really bizarre because obviously it's very unusual and obviously illegal to have all of that stuff there. So are authorities shedding any light as to why he had all of this stuff, especially explosives?
Yeah, that is the key question, is motive. One thing that was interesting to me is when I talked to the gentleman who owned the property and who knew him pretty well, he wasn't as concerned about what they found because he said that he knew that this guy had a background with Hewlett-Packard and a background in electronics and mechanics and that sort of thing. So the presence of the specific stuff didn't concern him that much. And right now investigators are only speculating as to motive, but I mean, it's really the compounding of all of these things together. When you have weapons, you have modified weapons, explosives, remote detonation devices, and the money in the passports, that's clearly the big question right now.
All right, obviously something we will continue to stay on top of. Thank you very much. And we have a slideshow on the weapons and money confiscated by officers on news10.net.
An Amber Alert that spanned several states has come to an end here in Sacramento. Police say the two Nevada children allegedly abducted by their parents were found along Richard Boulevard. 9-year-old Liliana Ramirez and 3-year-old Martin Rosales were found around 11:30 last night. Police officers were hailed down by the children's mother, Amber Shank. Nevada officers say Shank and the boys' father, Martin Cisneros, took the kids from state custody on Wednesday. Cisneros, who was considered violent and had several run-ins with the law, was not found with them. Right now, the children are with CPS here in Sacramento. Sacramento police are looking for 5 suspects involved in an alleged hate incident.
It happened early this morning in Midtown near a popular restaurant. News 10's Suzanne Fon joins us live to explain on this story. Suzanne.
Well, Damani, police are taking this hate incident seriously. They say it happened here in the parking lot of the Old Spaghetti Factory restaurant around 1:30 this morning. Now, according to police, the assault started because one of the two male victims walking through the parking lot near 19th and J bumped into a group of people standing there. The victim apologized, and police say then the group physically assaulted both men and yelled a gay slur. The group then took off. Now, according to the Sacramento Lesbian and Gay Center community website, the suspects were 5 light-skinned men wearing white t-shirts and jeans, one with poofy long hair pulled back. Another suspect had shaved sides. The suspect vehicle was a Chevy Impala, according to the victims. Back here live now, only one of the 2 victims were hurt and had to go to the hospital for facial injuries. He's expected to recover. Now, this incident is not classified as a hate crime by police, but as a hate incident. Now, regardless, police say it is, quote, they have zero tolerance for any bias-related events. We're live in Midtown tonight. Suzanne Fawn, News 10.
And Suzanne, if you don't mind, can you separate the difference? What's the difference between a hate crime and a hate incident? Because we were talking about this in the newsroom this afternoon.
If a crime is committed on a gay person because they are gay, that's considered a hate crime. If a person is attacked and then a gay slur is yelled, then that's considered a hate incident.
All right, thank you very much, Suzanne, for that.
Now to the latest on the fight against California wildfires. State forest officials say the American fire in Placer County has grown again. It's now nearly 12,000 acres and just 45% contained. Fire crews have shut down portions of the Tahoe National Forest and parts of Forest Hill Divide Road. According to firefighters, the fire continues to send thick smoke into the air, causing air problems for the Sierra Foothills, Tahoe area, and Sacramento Valley. And the Swedes fire in Butte County has destroyed one home and is threatening hundreds of other buildings. Firefighters say 2 separate fires sparked up near Swedes Flat Road just north of Oroville yesterday. Crews were able to contain one, but the second fire has grown to 1,500 acres. Mandatory evacuation orders are now in place for people living nearby, including homes along Chinese Wall Road and Swedes Flat Road. And tonight we're learning new details about that grass fire that destroyed one home in El Dorado County. Crews say the Union fire scorched 116 acres along Diamond Springs. Many people were told to evacuate, but they were all able to return home by nightfall. Fire crews say they were able to quickly attack the fire thanks to a united effort by local fire agencies.
And so how is the weather helping or hurting local firefighters? For that, let's turn to Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods with a look at, it's been a very busy couple of 24, 48 hours.
Absolutely, and the heat hasn't helped, certainly. We've kind of watched those winds shift more out of the northwest, and those are very dry, warming winds, but we also picked up the cloud cover today. Lots of it outside, and that kept temperatures ever so slightly cooler. Here's a look at the satellite and radar perspective, and we can see some of the radar returns showing that there's moisture up in the clouds that didn't make it down to the valley floor, but we are watching at a pattern change developing. We've got this low pressure system offshore. Now that's just starting to settle right in here in the jet stream, just kind of cradled there. Right now we're still under that high pressure ridge, so we still have the potential to see some pretty significant heat building despite the fact we have the clouds. Today we were about 8 to 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, but again, because we had the cloud cover in the region, you can see it's a very hazy view outside. 87 degrees currently with the southwest wind. Since we're still under that ridge of high pressure, we've got some air quality concerns. It is a spare the air day tomorrow for Sacramento, Yolo, El Dorado, and Placer counties, and then for San Joaquin and Stanislaus County, not in effect yet, but we go into an air alert on Monday, and that's because so many people are heading back to school on Monday. So lots of concerns with our air quality. Also watching those temperatures. Some folks still have the potential to see some triple digits. We'll talk about that ahead in the extended outlook. Damani, Simney.
All right, Monica, thank you very much. And you can always keep track of the latest weather conditions on News 10 with the new iPad app. We've got more stories, more video, and more pictures, and it's all free to download.
Turning to our other top stories now, Vallejo police say a chase ended with officers finding a federal fugitive. Officers say Lloyd Harris led police on a dangerous chase through Solano County. Police started chasing Harris's Jeep while investigating reports of shots fired. Officers followed the Jeep for miles, and at one point, the vehicle allegedly rammed into a police car and even drove the wrong way on a freeway. Harris's Jeep was later found abandoned, and Harris was finally caught hiding in a yard. Officers say Harris had a warrant out for narcotics violations. El Dorado County deputies say they found the body of a 17-year-old who disappeared while swimming in Emerald Bay in Lake Tahoe. This happened yesterday. Deputies arrived at Emerald Bay after getting reports of a possible drowning. A family in a rental boat reported that their 17-year-old son, identified as Javon Green, was swimming towards Finette Island when he went under the water. Now, earlier this morning, deputies returned to the lake and they located the boy's body. The cause of death is still under investigation.
One California lawmaker says he's pulling his kids from public schools because of the governor's decision to sign a transgender students' rights bill. The law would allow transgender students to choose their bathroom based not on their sex, but rather the gender they identify with. But Tim Donnelly says the new law is a recipe for disaster. He wrote an editorial for WND.com and says the bill is addressing the concern of the less than 2% and ignoring the 98%. Donnelly says the bill will lead to a lack of privacy, but supporters of the bill believe it will help reduce bullying against transgender students.
The son and daughter of a woman allegedly raped and murdered by her own grandson are suing the state and San Joaquin County for releasing him from jail even after he violated parole. According to the Stockton Record, the lawsuit claims parole agent supervising Jerome Diavola knew he was a danger to his grandmother, Rachel Russell. The lawsuit filed in San Joaquin Superior Court alleges officials did not affix him with a GPS tracking device or warn the grandmother of his release. The case is attracting attention from critics of the state's prison realignment program. Coming up on News 10 at 5, boom goes the dynamite. Find out how many pounds of explosives it took to blow up this 13-story building and how scientists were learning more about earthquakes at the same time.
And the Walt Gray Ride to help children with Make-A-Wish is less than a day away. We'll hear from Walt coming up after the break.
Simone and Damani coming up right here on World News. The race to get families out of their homes, 3 dozen fires. Also the bear attacks, 4 in a matter of days. The little girl now out of surgery. The fight tonight over Trader Joe's. One customer selling his groceries for a profit. And as you know, Princess Diana's crash back in the news tonight. We'll have much more on why coming up right here after News 10 at 5. See you shortly.
Hundreds of motorcycle riders will be revving it up their engines for the annual Walt Gray Ride tomorrow. The motorcycling event has gone on for more than a decade, raising more than $500,000 for local children's charities. And tomorrow, they're hitting the pavement for the 11th year in a row.
But before they head out on the road, we're hearing more about the event from the man behind it. Of course, we're talking about Walt Gray, News 10's chief meteorologist, and Walt Gray's wife, Monica Woods, joining us live outside the studio right now to talk more about this event and talk to her husband. I guess we're getting a snippet into life in the Gray Woods home right now.
That's right. That's right. Well, Damani was saying, have you ever interviewed your husband? I said, well, yeah, that's our Saturday night date. What do 2 media people do for a Saturday night date? Come to work and do interviews, right, honey?
Yeah, this is a little bizarre, I would have to say, but I'll get used to it, hopefully.
Okay, so this is the 11th year. In fact, our oldest daughter reminded me of that. This has been something that you wanted to start because you said, I do so many of these events. I really want to do something that benefits a charity or charities and something really that I'm passionate about and have fun doing. So that was a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a good point. Passionate and different. You know, a lot of media events can be golf, they could be tennis, and I thought motorcycles, nobody does that, and I'm out riding on a Sunday anyway. Why not raise money for kids? It's almost, and a lot of motorcyclists I know feel the same way. I mean, for kids, you raise money. You feel good about that.
And it's so much fun because you go to a different venue every year. Tell us where you guys are going this year.
Yeah, we're starting at Sac State at the football stadium parking lot. We're going up 50. We get off at Latrobe, then go South Shingle, get back on 50, and we end at Red Hawk Casino, which is really rolling it out for us this year. They have been fantastic, taking care of the lunches and everything. So it's good to have a good partner that will get your back for the charity so all the money can go to the Make-A-Wish kids.
And a lot of folks sometimes say, ooh, motorcycle ride, how dangerous is that? You know, how do they kind of make sure that everybody stays in line?
We have CHP leading us, and we try to help with road closures as best as we can. But hopefully, if you don't feel comfortable, you know, lay in the back a little bit. Don't get bunched up with some of the others. And, you know, hopefully we'll have 1,500, 2,000 riders again, and many of us are experienced. So, you know, when you get into a big pack, you know, this isn't a race. It's a casual Sunday ride.
Okay, you start at Sac State. Can folks still register tomorrow morning?
Yeah, come on out. Registration at the football parking lot is 8 to 10 a.m. and it's $30, which includes the lunch, a ride pin, the ride, Lori Morvan band, and it's.
We're going to be out there tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah. News 10 is going to be out there live, and so we'll have more big announcements tomorrow morning on News 10 as well. So hopefully people stick around for that.
Okay. Well, we're on from 6 to 7 in the morning, and then 8 to 9 in the morning. So we will join you at 8 a.m.
WaltGray.com. Check it out. You can still come out and ride, and it's all for the Make-A-Wish kids. And thank you, News 10, for helping out this year.
Okay, we've got more fun outside. Human 7-day forecast coming up with a couple cute kids.
Hey, Monica, I want to ask you, will you be riding with Walt tomorrow? Are you going to have your own motorcycle and out on the road?
You know what? We talk about that. As far as us riding with 3 little kids, we try not to ride together.
Understand.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to do the babysitting.
It's my excuse not to ride.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Okay.
Well, turning to the life section now. Boom goes the dynamite. Take a look at this. Nearly 500 pounds of explosives were used to demolish a 13-story CSU East Bay building this morning. With a series of quick blasts, the Warren Hall Administration Building came tumbling down. And today's demolition was not only brought out dozens of gawkers, it also brought out some top scientists. Researchers placed 600 size monitors around the area so they can learn more about the nearby Hayward Fault.
All right, so do you think you have what it takes to take on Wheel of Fortune? Well, today, crowds headed to Jackson Rancheria to test out their skills.
Oh. 1-0. You got it.
Open auditions are going on today through tomorrow. You just go out, test your luck and your skill, and maybe, just maybe, you end up spinning the wheel for big money as a contestant on Wheel of Fortune. I actually got to go out there yesterday. I saw the setup. It looked really fun, and everybody looks really great out there.
Did you spin the wheel?
I did spin the wheel, but it was just for fun. The crowds were coming out today and tomorrow, but tomorrow it's not too late.
All right.
All right, well, coming up, it was a hot day today. Could we be seeing thunderstorms in our forecast? Monica will have the latest coming up. All right, Monica is taking it old school right now. We decided to send her outside the studios, so she can actually tell us what the weather is like right now.
And it's hot out there, am I right?
Well, you know what? It's actually pretty nice outside because we've had the cloud cover move in. When the clouds aren't here, it's pretty toasty. And I have to be honest, it's fairly muggy because that humidity has been on the rise. As far as those temperatures, we mentioned this before, that it is cooler today than we were yesterday at this time. Currently, we're at 87 degrees for Sacramento with partly to mostly cloudy skies. 86 for Stockton, 91 for Modesto, Marysville 96, and 82 for South Lake Tahoe. Highs today managed to make it to the mid-90s for the most part throughout the valley. Marysville with less clouds, 99 degrees, so you can see under that ridge of high pressure we just warm up so quickly. Here's how things are going to be changing. There's that low we've been watching over the past couple of days. It is going to start to move towards the coast, not until we get to early next week. So tomorrow we have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms for the Sierra. Overnight, we have a slight chance of some of those showers and thunderstorms developing for the valley. It's just a slim chance, but by Monday, you can see the extent of those showers shaded there in the green will be far more down the hill towards Placerville and even towards Auburn. I was talking to some folks last week that are in the foothills, and they said, man, we hope we get some of these showers. We just are so dry. Many of the creeks and streams are running very low. So temperatures for tomorrow, wrapping up the weekend, highs will be in the 80s for the Sierra. Again, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. 5-day forecast, those thunderstorms continue through the Wednesday outlook. At lake level, 67 degrees for the lake. Waves should be about a foot with winds becoming southeast at 10 miles per hour. The Bay Area, 68 degrees for San Francisco. We'll start off with morning clouds and then clear the skies. Partly to mostly sunny skies for the northern San Joaquin Valley. Right now, I'm going to forecast mid-90s, and that's because I anticipate some of the cloud cover hanging around, so not quite to 100 tomorrow. However, if those clouds thin out just long enough, we could see a near 100. So it is time to text to vote our next Human 7-day forecast. We are going to be hitting some cheerleaders getting ready for Friday Night Football. You can text Del Oro, Elk Grove, or Granite Bay to 25543. So we'll look at the Stockton Modesto 7-day forecast. Highs are going to be in the upper 90s with that chance of afternoon thunderstorms through about Wednesday. By Thursday, it's going to be cooler with a high of 91. But now we've got the Sacramento Human 7-day forecast. So let's go ahead and pan over here, and I'm going to hand it over to my helpers today.
Thank you. On Sunday, it will be 99 degrees with chance of clouds. And on Monday, it will be 99 degrees with a chance of thunderstorms. On Tuesday, it will be 94 with thunderstorms. on Wednesday, it will be 90 degrees with thunderstorms. Kelly?
Okay.
On Thursday, it's going to be 90 with sunny skies. And on Friday, it's going to be 91 with sunny skies. And on Saturday, it's going to be 92 with sunny skies. That's our 7-day forecast. We'll be right back.
What do the other kids say when you roll up to school in this car?
Whoa. Insert bat theme right now. Take a look at the bat car. Texas man John Salazar transformed a Corvette into this custom-made creation.
And well, now Salazar wants to use this head-turning attention for good. The bat car will make an appearance at a weekend benefit where event goers can pay to take photos with the car, take it out for a ride, and this would all benefit cancer research.
Good cause.
A good cause.
Very good cause, and man, that's a pretty good replica.
That is a sweet ride. Imagine if you were that guy's daughter.
We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
News 10 is everywhere you want to be, including iPad. Download the app today, free at the iTunes Store.